Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City Podcast. I am your host, Larry. This is The Shadows Within, and we are here to go over the past shows of TXT and IZW that have passed. I will be going over TXT Unleashed and the Intake episode that did pass not too long ago. And if you missed those, please go check that out, and go check out the recent IZW show today. It was a banger. It was absolutely insane and awesome. I very much enjoyed it, and I hope y'all did as well if you did catch it. And if you didn't, please go check it out. And I hope everybody is having a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. I am very excited to do this. The Shadowed City Podcast has grown. This Sunday, we will have another episode of Anarchy Archives with a special guest, so stay tuned. Today, we will be doing a special IWA War Room today. And today, we will be doing Dark City Cinema. I was supposed to do it yesterday for my favorite movie, Texas Chainsaw. Things happened, but today, it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna have a special guest, my sister, Layla. And this will be her first time on a live, so I hope y'all can help me in supporting her on this live and help her feel comfortable and welcomed. We are here to have fun. I am very excited. Welcome, Miss Alex Rain. Welcome. How is it going? So, the past TXT Intake episode that did pass was the Platinums, Phoenix and Pamela Platinum, representing Club Elite against Violence Incarnate, Riley and Britt Graves. And Riley was supposed to make her debut in a solo, but it was switched to a tag team match last second, and it was a banger. Riley and Britt Graves walking away victorious, Violence Incarnate showing their unity as a team, but no offense to Club Elites, the Platinums. The Platinums put up one hell of a showing. And I would be excited to see these two teams face off once more. Who this is? I don't know. Hi, stranger. We've met before, Alex. I see how it is. Oh, is it because of the hat? It's because of the hair. This shirt do. The shirt dude. That's what I'm calling it. The shirt dude. Oh, you took Waldo's hat. I see. How are you and Waldo doing? Next up, there was two debuts, 3M and Sadistic Joker, in a triple threat with one of the people that have been here for a bit since its outgoing, Pumpkin Jack. And all three men put up an impressive showing. We know what Pumpkin Jack is about, unorthodox, very unhinged and unpredictable. We also had Sadistic Joker, which also matched his unpredictability, which was incredible, and 3M showing that agile athleticism. And all three men put up a banger, and in the end, it was Sadistic Joker walking away victorious. Oof. Well, maybe he shall today. Who knows? Anything can happen. Still a full day ahead. Well, at least on my end. I don't know what. Next up, Oconee, Triple Crown Champ versus Corey Bishop. With the match, this was a match that Oconee requested to overcome a rival in Corey Bishop, and Oconee represents Blood Island. And the Club Elite Barbarian, Corey Bishop, represents Club Elite. The ongoing war between Blood Island and Club Elite continued, and in the end it was Bishop walking away victorious. It was a great matchup, and I'm excited to see where this feud goes with both the factions. Next up, for the TXT Heritage and Honor Champion, it was AJ Woods versus JoJo versus Crazy Joker. It wasn't for the title. He's the Heritage and Honor Champion. JoJo walked out victorious. There was a fatal four-way #1 contender for the Queen of the Land, with the Queen of the Land, Big Fran, being the special guest referee. And it was between Reagan Anderson, Cherry Bomb, the Matriarch Dawn, Kay Lonnie Wilson, and in the end, it was Cherry Bomb walking away victorious. TXT has a very impressive ladies roster and a full roster in general full of great talent, and TXT continues to grow, and those ladies put up one hell of a showing. Please go check out TXT if you haven't. You won't be disappointed. Next up was for the TXT World Tag Team Championships Triple Threat. Special guest referee was Miss Stephanie Vaquer, with the Titans, Playboy, Nagowski, and Dominic Jason, the champions, walking in against Terrible Locos, Larry Loco, and Terrible Tito, and the Wolfpack, John Robb, and Buster Anderson. Two members of the Wolfpack coming together. Buster's known for his tag team ability, and we've seen John Robb in his fair few tag fights as well. And any members of the Wolfpacks can team up, and we have seen various team-ups throughout their entirety. And Terrible Tito and Larry Loco were in there, two crazy competitors, always looking to get crazy and loco, as they say. And also, the Titans, the champions, put up one hell of a fight defending their gold against two talented teams. And, in the end, it was Terrible Locos walking away victorious. Also, we will see Larry versus Joe, Bullshit Alexa Rain, and Melissa Rain. Laugh out loud. One day it will happen. But what about the Waldo DLC pack? I'm not sure. You're going to have to talk to 2K about that one. Next up was for the TXT World. It wasn't for the world title. Sorry. It wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. It was the TXT World Champion Big Motherfucking Lou versus King in an epic war to almost close as a show, as it was the co-main event leading up to the main event with Big Lou winning. And in the main event, it was a very interesting matchup. Suspension and elimination. And it was epic. It was crazy. It was chaotic. You had four great competitors. Grimlord, Jackson Wright, Pat G, and Jack Graves. And so the rules were, the first man that would get eliminated would get a month's suspension. The next one would get a TXT Gladiator title shot at the champ's choosing in the match. And for the third person would get either a Heritage and Honor or Triple Crown shot. And the fourth man that would win would get a world title shot at Regrets No Remorse, which is TXT's next pay-per-view. Hello, Bradley Scott King. Hello, sir. How are you? I hope you are well, sir. It has been some time. And how it went was, Grimlord was eliminated first, so he will receive a month's suspension. The second eliminated will receive a TXT Gladiator title shot, and that goes to Jackson Wright. Welcome, Miss Haley Ramone. Welcome. I hope all is well. We are going over TXT right now. And the third person to be eliminated, Pat G, will receive either a Honor and Heritage or Triple Crown shot. And in the end, at Regrets No Remorse for TXT, Jack Graves will receive a world title shot. I am very excited to see that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are as well. Gosh, it was insane. Now, we're going to go over the next TXT show, which was Unleashed. Welcome. Welcome, Mr. Clown. Welcome. Hello, sir. I'm going over TXT right now. I know, I work fast. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's happy to see everybody, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And stay tuned for the other stuff we have going on today. War Room will be up today, and we will have Dark City Cinema. So please stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for the SPW, RCL, and IWA crossover. That will be coming up on September 28th. Stay tuned for the Wrestle Wars World Cup, which the date will still yet to be announced. Also, stay tuned for Warpath to Glory Part 3 coming up this week. And we will have Anarchy Archives on Sunday. We have a lot of big things planned. Hey man, sometimes shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Yes, WC is returning. That was an announcement made. Worlds Collide is returning. I'll be very interested to see where that shall go. Oh! Asylum 2! That will be awesome. Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for the next TXT episode, it was TXT Unleashed. It was Andre Robinson versus Dr. Grimm in an Extreme Rules match. Two beasts, powerhouses in their own right, went out there and put on a war. It was crazy. It was insane. Dr. Grimm walked out victorious. I'm excited to see where he shall go from here. Next up was an Extreme Rules between Nikita Sakamoto versus Dynamite Daisy. With Dynamite Daisy walking away victorious. Both ladies put up a hell of a showing. Please go check this out if you did miss it. TXT was fire. Welcome Mr. B. Moore Johnson. AOWE in the house. Also, stay tuned for IWA's Feast or Release concept, which will be coming in October. Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Next up was an Extreme Rules triple threat. Evil Johnny versus Adrian Danger versus Little Devil. And these three men went to war. And all three men had a great chance of taking the victory here. And in the end, it was Little Devil walking away victorious. Evil Johnny was the first eliminated. Adrian Danger the second. With Little Devil walking away victorious. Excited to see where he will go from here in TXT going forward. Next up was an ambulance match between Juan Lopez versus Inkslinger. Juan Lopez, a big beast, a freaking brute, a barbarian, whatever you want to call him. The man is pure strength and power and has been known to do a flying move one time or two. But his opponent, Inkslinger, one of the craziest competitors I have ever seen, and I have seen many of them, and he is up there with the best. And he is unorthodox at times. And he did everything he could before Juan Lopez put him in that ambulance, with Juan walking away victorious. Next up was a fatal 4-way tornado tag team match featuring Haley Ramone and Mad King versus Haku and Showtime Shad versus Wes Grimm and Raven Grimm versus Jan Fujimoto and Mother Russia, with Showtime Shad and Haku walking away victorious. Ladies and gentlemen, that was insane. If you missed out on this show, you have to go check it out. It was a spectacle. TXT puts on banger after banger. I'm excited for the next Unleashed and Intake, and I'm excited for their pay-per-view that's coming up. Next up was for the TXT Women's World Tag Team Championships in an Extreme Rules. The Faces of Fear, Amaya Bryant and Callie Red, the champions, versus Lakeisha Wilson, the title of the Goddess Champion, and Kailani Wilson, with Lakeisha and Kailani walking away victorious and with the tag titles. That was very awesome. That was very epic to see. Next up was a fatal 4-way. The Smoke God versus the Monarch versus El Padrino versus TXT Triple Crown Champion Akani. And it was a war from all three, no doubt, from the get-go. And we saw the Smoke God appear, and he took away the victory. But all four men had a chance of winning, but the Smoke God won it. And he came out very different, like that darker, preceded persona. I'm very excited to see where he shall go here. It was a tornado tag team match to end off the show in a Hell in a Cell, as the Blood Island took on Nightmare Briggs and Dimebag Dan, with Briggs and Dimebag walking away victorious. I am very excited to see the next TXT episode. If anybody missed it, please go check it out on Twitch. It is a hell of a show and a banger. Thank you for what TXT does, and I can't wait to see them continue to thrive. Now, we are going to switch up the momentum to IZW. Yes, Mr. Anthony Morris, the GM himself, he has been putting on a classic four-way of matches, and I am very excited to see what happens next. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to IZW, ran by Jack motherfucking Graves. There we go. To kick off the show, it was Jay Monster versus John Wigginton, with Jay Monster walking away victorious, but Jay did not stop there. After he won, he attacked John in a brutal fashion. John put up a hell of a showing, but Jay Monster got the best of him both in the match and after. And I wonder what's going to happen after that. Will they be facing again? Is this the start of a new rivalry? That remains to be seen, ladies and gentlemen. Next up was a fatal four-way. Cameron Steele versus Tiffany Colt versus Sylvia Knight versus Tempest Fraga. And in the end, all four ladies put on a spectacle. Tiffany Colt making her debut not too long ago, looking to get some way here and looking to get a big victory at some point. Tempest Fraga has been going on here on a rampage, on a riot. We had Cameron Steele come in here, make a great statement. And Sylvia Knight, who has been here since the get-go. And all four ladies had a great chance of taking it. But in the end, Tiffany Colt got a big win there. And I can't wait to see where she goes from here. Next up was a Death Pit match in an which is their version of the Underground, for the Death Pit Championship between the Death Pit Champion Combat Genius versus John Robb, the Savage One. Combat Genius has been absolutely unstoppable since regaining that belt, and nobody has been able to touch him or stop him. And makes you wonder, who could stop him and who will step up next? We know Rusty Steele will be facing him at some point, so that remains to be seen of when they shall face off again. And his opponent, John Robb, the Savage One. We know what the Savage One, pure brute strength and force, and member of the Wolfpack Strong. And the Savage One put up a hell of a beating, and he took one hell of a beating, but he did not go down so easily. But in the end, it was Combat Genius retaining the gold once more. And also, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for some updates on Breaking Kayfabe. We will be having another guest or two announced here in the coming time, so stay tuned for that. Breaking Kayfabe is here to stay. The Shadowed City is here to stay. Next up, 2 out of 3 tables, Shan Leon versus Rusty Steele. Shan Leon, a very impressive athlete, a fighter, a street fighter, a boxer, a man that can also use his technical, agile ability in that ring like no other. And Rusty Steele, since his debut, made a big statement and claim. He defeated Eddie Walker. That's no easy task. And Eddie, I can't wait to see them face off again. But Rusty walked away with another W against Shan Leon. And for the Crossfire Tag Team Championships, the champions, the Wolfpack, being represented by AJ Woods and Big Lou versus the family, Todd Daniel and Travell Daniel. And it was a war from both ends. And in the end, it ended in a draw. We want to see this match happen again so we can get a clear winner. Please, Jack Graves, book it. Triple threat action as CJ Frost made his return representing the Venom Club strong as ever. Versus Reese the Destroyer, the man that has made a big statement since his debut and has been making waves ever since. And then we have Kabuki Dragon, a warrior, a master, a teacher in many perspectives, a true veteran of the game. And in the end, the returning CJ Frost walked out victorious. Now that he made his return, makes you wonder where he shall go from here. We have a fatal 5-way. Andre Robinson, Rob Anderson, Johnny Superkicks, Redmayne, KD in a 5 tables of death elimination with Redmayne walking away victorious. Those were 5 big names in that matchup alone, and it was insane. Go check that out if you missed IZW Crossfire today. It was a 2 out of 3. Britt Graves won her matchup with Riley at her side, her sister in arms. Next up was a 2 out of 3. Extreme Rules. Jack Graves versus JoJo. Jack motherfucking Graves. When any other Graves step into that ring, you know you're going to get a busy night and no easy task or work. And he took on his former Wolfpack brother, who's no longer part of the Wolfpack, Primetime JoJo, the Resident Flash, as I like to call him. Full of speed, agile, always hyped up and ready, and always looking to have a good time. And in the end, Jack Graves walked away victorious. That was what I had to go over today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for showing up. Stay tuned for what's to come. We have Violence No Matter What coming up for SPW Syndicate Pro. SPW, RCO, and IWA will come together on September 28th for All American Massacre. We have Feast or Release concept for IWA coming up in October. We have the Wrestle Wars World Cup coming up with date yet still to be announced. This week will be the final part of Warpath to Glory. This Sunday will be Anarchy Archives on the SPW page. And today we will have an episode of War Room for IWA, and we will have Dark City Cinema with my sister on there. I hope you all can be there and help me support her, make her feel welcomed, and make sure that she's feel loved. Because we try to support people here, and we're all in this together at the end of the day. And I hope everybody has a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.